Hello, and thank you for taking the time to review this quick tutorial on how to complete a cannabis tax remittance form. My name is Jamie Lewis, and I work here with the City of Adelanto in the Cannabis Compliance Department. Again, the purpose of this tutorial is to assist those who are new to operating in Adelanto or those who are transitioning from monthly to now quarterly tax remittance form submissions to properly complete these forms and ensure that the taxes paid have been appropriately calculated. The first thing you'll want to do is complete the yellow portion of the tax remittance form. This is your basic business information. So here you'll want to put your business name, just put Jamie Inc. Next, you'll want to put your Adelanto business license number. This number can be found on your business license application that was approved through HDL. If you're not sure what it is, feel free to give us a call and we can provide it to you. Next, you'll want to include your address. This is where your operation is actually taking place and should also be referenced in either your permit application or on your actual permit that has been approved by the city. Lastly, you'll want to include the tax period. For our sample tax return, we're going to do the third quarter 2021, which is for January through March of this year. As you'll see, that period ended on the 31st of March, and taxes are due no later than April 30th. Next, you'll want to move to the blue section. This is box 1, and this is where the taxes are actually calculated. Number 1, you'll want to be sure that you include the gross receipts for January, February, and March. So that's 3 months of gross receipts. Because tax returns are no longer due on a monthly basis, this section must count for all 3 months of gross receipts. If it's deemed that it was inappropriately completed, we'll have to return the tax remittance form to you. Therefore, you may be subject to late fees and penalties. So please ensure that this box is completed correctly. Line 2 is any gross receipt adjustments. We'll plug in a $300,000 number here. Number 2 is gross receipt adjustments. This is very rare. And in the event that you do have adjustments, they must be itemized, documented, and backup must be attached to this form. My sample return has 0 adjustments. Therefore, my total gross receipts for this period, which is January through March, is $300,000. Line 4 is where the taxes are calculated. So this is a really important section. It's important that you do not cross out the calculation or try to come up with your own calculation. It must represent 3% of what your gross receipts were. So in this sample, we're going to go 3% of 300,000, which is 9,000. And so that's the taxes that would be due. Credits are rarely included. This would be a situation where the Adelanto Finance Department has instructed you to include an amount on this line. It could be for an overpayment of sorts, but again, it's very rare that you'll include an amount on that line. If you're not sure, please feel free to give us a call and we can let you know if you should be including an amount on line 5 or not. So for our sample return, the total due here is $9,000. This sample return is going to be completed on time. Therefore, I don't need to complete box 2 or 3. However, in the event that you are a day or greater late in turning in this return, that means the postmark date is beyond April 30th. You're coming to the office to pay in person beyond April 30th. Unfortunately, you will have to complete boxes 2 and possibly boxes 3. The last thing you want to do is fill in your name, your title, and the date. These sections are extremely important because it helps us identify who completed the return in the event that we have some questions. Lastly, you want to get an authorized signature. This is typically the signature of the permit holder or an official operation representative. So it could be a CFO, could be the accountant, whoever is legally authorized to complete financial remittance forms for your business should be completing this signature section. And then lastly, a phone number. If you have any questions about how to complete these forms, please feel free to contact us. You can reach me directly at 760-780-7189, and we'd be happy to assist